I'll be a better man today. I'll be good, I'll be good. And I'll love the world like I should. Yeah, I'll be good for all of the time.
Go, Johnny, go, go. Johnny, be good.
Good morning, Sunday school kids. It's so great to see you again. I hope you all had a great week. The summer is flying by so quickly. I'm glad we can at least get together this way, but I want you to know how much I really, really miss you and hope to see you soon. Oh my gosh, a different virus every week.
Good day, ma'am. Miss Julie, I presume, correct?
It is, and general illness, I presume?
That is correct, ma'am.
Oh, you are real. We'll have a seat at a distance, sir. General? What can I can't tell you how surprised I am to see you here.
I'm surprised to be here myself. Vito is not here yet this morning, is he?
No, does he know that you'll be coming?
He does not. I wanted to talk to you about a few things if I could.
Sure, General. What can I do for you?
Vito, my boy, used to be such a fine virus. He could make everybody sick. And now I feel like since he's been coming to your class and learning about this Jesus, and I feel like my boy's losing his superpower.
Oh, General. I'm sure that must trouble you, but what I'm learning about Vito is he has superpowers in other ways. I mean, I think that he's learning to infect people in different ways that are probably much better.
And this is also what I'm worried about, Miss Julie, that my wife, Rachel Rash.
Oh, I heard about I heard she does amazing things with pasta and hives.
That's all great, but do you know what I found at her desk the other day?
No.
I found a Bible, and I feel like she's getting more and more involved in this stuff that Vito's learning about and trying to be more like Jesus.
I'm sure that's got to be really troubling for you, General, or confusing.
I'm very confused by all of this, and I want to do right by my son, but I just don't understand if he can be a Christian and if we can, as a family, do this and still be a virus and an illness and infect people in the way that we have. I'd best be on my way before Vito gets here this morning.
So Vito doesn't know you're here?
He does not, and I don't want him to know about me being here this morning. Oh my gosh, Dad, General, you're here! I can't believe you're here! What are you doing here? What's going on? I'm a 20-year-old virus whose dad is talking to his teacher. This is so embarrassing! I can't believe you're here! You are the worst dad ever! I never want to see you or talk to you again! How could you? I really must be on my way, ma'am, and I will deal with my boy when he gets home.
Thank you for stopping by, General.
And thank you again for your time.
You have a good day.
You as well.
Good morning.
Is he gone?
Good morning, Vito.
Yeah, good morning, Miss Julie, but is the General still here? I can't believe he was here talking to you.
Oh, the General was here, Vito. Calm down. Why are you so upset?
No, when I'm talking to you, and I don't know.
Well, you know what? Your dad was here, and it might have been embarrassing for you, but he actually today, I was really impressed, demonstrated one of the fruits of the Spirit.
Oh, which one is that?
He actually demonstrated goodness, which is what we're going to be talking about today.
Well, goodness, like when we ate those cookies and they were so good.
It's a different kind of goodness. Do you want to sit down, Vito?
Yeah, but are you sure my dad left?
Your dad left, and he did a very good thing.
All right.
You know what, Vito? Have a seat.
Thanks.
Do you know what goodness is?
I think so, but maybe not.
So we've talked about
Self-control.
and we talked about
Faithfulness.
and we talked about
What was the other one? Patience.
patience. Today we're going to talk about goodness. And goodness is about doing the right thing, no matter what, even when it's hard for you to do the right thing.
It can be hard.
Yeah. You know, you were pretty rough on your dad, and he was doing a good thing. I think you might have judged him a bit too harshly. You know, we all try to do the best we can if we're good Christians. Do you want to check your goodness gauge, Vito?
My goodness, Gage.
Your goodness gauge.
Sure, we can try.
Kids, would you like a viral challenge? All right, let's go for Vito's viral challenge. Kids, so this is our viral challenge. It's all about goodness, about doing the right thing. So I kind of went back and thought about some of the things that Vito has done, and I thought we might measure it against our goodness gauge, just to see just how good you are. So I'll start with something, and I'll ask the kids first what they think, and then I'll ask you what you think.
Sounds good.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. The first one, do you remember when you fixed the Bacteria Boy's microphone?
I sure remember that one.
All right, kids, good thing? Vito?
I think that's a really good thing.
All right, let's check the goodness gauge. All right, do you remember? She lent it to me. When you fixed Patty Parasite's baby
I
carriage?
sure do. I got that thing working really good.
Oh my gosh, you did a great job. I kind of gave it away. Kids, goodness, did he do a good thing? Vito?
I think that's a good thing.
All right, let's check the goodness gauge. Okay, remember when it didn't quite look like this, but remember when you made that delicious meal for the fungus family with all those dried leaves and
Yeah, they loved it.
the stuff that I cleaned out of the church for a week?
Sorry about that.
Kids, good thing? Vito?
Helping my neighbor, that's a good thing.
Let's check the goodness gauge. And what about this one? You're here today. You are here in Sunday school. And by the way, you look all better. Your cuts and
Healed up pretty good.
yeah, you look like you're back to normal. Kids, going to Sunday school. Good thing? Vito?
That's a good thing. Can I even say it's a great thing?
Oh, that is so wonderful. I am so proud and impressed. Thank you, Vito.
You're welcome.
Let's just check the goodness gauge, although I think we all know what the answer will be. All right. Well, Vito, you seem like you've done some good stuff.
I have.
And you were pretty rough on the general. And so I just want to check a couple more things on our goodness gauge. Is that all right?
Yeah, we can.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm going to see if you remember poking Farley fungus with the stick.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, kids, what do you think? Was that a good thing? Vito?
You know what? That wasn't a good thing to do.
Should we check the goodness gauge? I know you don't want to, but we'll check it. Okay.
But that Farley fungus is so annoying.
All right. How about another one? I saw a picture of you with all your virus friends, and the interesting thing about the picture with all your friends, it seems like a good thing, right?
Yeah?
They were all viruses. Wait, let's check. Kids, is that a good thing? Vito?
Probably not.
Should we check the goodness gauge?
But Miss Julie, it's so easy to just be friends with just viruses, and I don't get the chance to talk to bacteria and fungus very often.
So you're saying it's hard. It's hard to meet people that aren't viruses.
It's pretty tricky,
Well, how about one more?
I suppose.
Okay. This morning when you came in, you really gave your dad a hard time. You were yelling at your own father, and from what I know from the Bible, it's not right to disrespect our parents. So, kids, was that a good thing? Should we check the goodness gauge?
I was so mad at him, Miss Julie, and he makes me so mad and angry, so I had to yell.
So you're saying it was kind of hard to do the right thing and show him respect?
Yeah, some of these things are hard to do.
Well, Vito, the problem is when we're trying to be good, we have to ask what Jesus would want us to do, what Jesus would do. And you know what's interesting about Jesus? He often did the hard thing. He healed people that other people didn't even want to be around. He healed people who thought maybe they deserved their illnesses. He preached often when he was exhausted and just wanted to go home. He hung out with people that really weren't perfect. You know, Matthew, one of his disciples, was a tax collector. And to the people in Jesus' time, that was worse than being a bacteria or a fungus.
Really?
Yeah, really. So being good really means doing things that are sometimes very difficult for us.
So we can kind of use Jesus as a good example of how to do good?
We should use Jesus as a good example of how to do good. And remember that goodness often requires us to do something that's difficult to do. That's when we know we're being really good.
I suppose I can continue to work on it and remember the good that Jesus did.
And apologize to general illness when you get home.
Yeah, and maybe a few other people in my life too.
That's wonderful, Vito. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, Miss Julie.
You've done a great job here today, Vito. But I realized we haven't looked for Martin Luther yet.
Oh yeah!
You want to go find him?
Let's go!
All right, let's go.
Where in the world is
Martin Luther.
Yeah.
Here he is, Miss Julie. I found him again.
You found him. It's Martin Luther, and he's in our outreach room. And this is the room where we do all things involved with outreach, which means giving back, giving to others. And all these boxes are filled with toys and school supplies. Are you listening? Of course you are. For our kids for Operation Christmas Child. And I think Martin Luther brought us here because everything that we have here was donated.
I'm still listening, but I'm playing with all these cool toys.
I know, they're irresistible, and that's the point. These toys and animals probably meant a great deal to the kids who donated them, but they did it anyway because they realized as hard as it was for them to give something up, they knew it would mean even more to someone else. So that is a wonderful definition of goodness. There's a lot of goodness in this church, but this room in particular is a great definition of doing the right thing even when it's difficult. So our kids are really wonderful.
That's a really good thing for all those kids to do. Did you see this one, Miss Julie? Who does that look like?
I'm going to guess you're going to say Super D?
It kind of looks like Super D.
Just a bit.
I still miss him.
You know what? We all miss Super D. He may still be back, though. But you know what? Super D was good. But I have a video about someone in the Bible that was also really good.
You do?
I do. It's a video about Esther. Would you like to see it?
I love all the videos.
All right, let's watch this one.
It's time for a Bible story. A long time ago, there was a woman named Esther who lived in the land of Persia.
Oh, that's where all those fancy rugs come from, right?
Yeah.
Those are nice. Little pricey, though.
God had an amazing plan for Esther's life. She would be remembered forever as a hero.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Super Esther. What does she do? Save the planet from a meteor?
Nope.
Did she rescue 1,000,000 kittens from a tree?
No.
Did she carry a bomb out of Gotham City on the Batwing so everyone wouldn't blow up, but you're not sure for like 5 minutes if she made it or not?
No, that's Batman. Come on.
Right. Still gets me every time.
Esther did something even more amazing than all of those things, and it sure took a lot of guts to do it.
All right, lay it on me. What's the sitch?
Well, first of all, Esther and her family were Jewish, which was kind of a big deal back then in Persia.
What do you mean?
Well, at the time, the Jewish people weren't really liked by the Persians. In fact, they had to live in exile, and they weren't treated very well at all.
Yikes, that's no good.
Esther was also an orphan, and she lived with her cousin Mordecai, who protected and raised her after her parents died.
Sweet beard, bro.
Then one day, something happened that would change Esther's life big time. The king of Persia wanted to find a new wife, so he put on a huge beauty pageant where the winner would become the queen.
Wait, really? That's a pretty weird way to get hitched. Like, congratulations, you're the new Miss America, and we're married.
Well, as weird as it may sound, that's what the king wanted to do, so that's what happened. Women from all over the kingdom were there, but there was only one that the king favored. Esther was very beautiful, and God gave her favor in the king's eyes, so just like that, she won the pageant.
Wait, so Esther became the queen of Persia?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool and all, but didn't you say that Esther was Jewish and that, like, the Persians didn't like Jewish people?
That's true, but the king didn't know that Esther was Jewish. She didn't want him to find out because she didn't know what would happen to her. So she kept it a secret and never brought it up.
Okay, so, like, now she's the queen. Crazy. Is that it?
No way. This is where the story really picks up. There's another guy that works for the king named Haman, and he's a pretty bad dude. He hates the Jewish people, so much so that he actually brings an idea to the king that would be terrible: to kill all of the Jewish people.
Whoa, that's really rough. Like, surely the king doesn't go through with it, right?
Actually, Haman gets the king to agree and sets the plan in motion.
Wait, but if all the Jewish people are killed, that would be horrible. They're like God's chosen people, aren't they? And that's where Jesus would eventually come from. This can't happen. Somebody's got to do something.
And that's where Esther comes in. She can't stand the thought of seeing her people get wiped out by Haman's awful plan, but she doesn't know what to do.
I know what she should do. Time to lay down the law and tell the king not to do it. She probably kicked into mama bear mode and was all like, "Listen here, buddy."
Let me stop you right there. Keep in mind that this is like ancient Persia. You couldn't just approach the king whenever you wanted to, even if you had a reason. Anytime someone would just pop off to the king, they'd usually get a pop off themselves.
Ah, gotcha. So I guess she's in a pretty tough spot, huh?
Totally. On one hand, she didn't want to see her people destroyed, but on the other hand, she can't just walk up to the king and tell him what to do.
Even the queen?
Nope, nobody could just walk up and talk to the king, period.
Man, this is tough stuff. So what'd she do?
Even though her mind was filled with doubt and worry about what would happen to her, she had to do something. Esther knew that no matter what her feelings were telling her, she was a child of God. She knew that God loved her and that he had blessed her life, and that if she stood up for God's people, that God would back her up.
Yeah, that's right. You go, Esther.
Esther trusted God and boldly went before the king. The nobles and the guards that surrounded him couldn't believe what they were seeing. Who did this woman think she was, that she could just walk up to the king on her own?
Oh man, I bet her feelings were totally freaking out.
I'm sure she was feeling a lot of things. She asked the king if she could make a request, and to everyone's surprise, the king wasn't upset. He didn't call for her to be taken away by the guards or thrown in jail, but instead, he listened.
Phew, that was intense. Okay, he's listening. Time to land the plane.
But she couldn't do it.
What? She chickened out? Bummer.
No, not exactly. She didn't want to come right out and tell the king everything, so she asked to have a banquet and planned to tell him there.
Okay, so there's still a chance to save her people. Come on, Esther, you can do it.
Later at the banquet, she went before the king with another request.
All right, here we go. Showtime.
But she was still too nervous.
Goodness gracious, you weren't kidding when you said her feelings were freaking out.
Totally. She was feeling all kinds of things, even questioning if the whole thing was a mistake. But her cousin Mordecai encouraged her and reminded her that what God says is more important than her fears and doubts, and he told her something that she would never forget. Esther, you were put here for such a time as this.
Yeah, come on, Esther, you got this.
Esther had dinner with the king again, and the moment came for her to ask her question. She took a deep breath, and she went for it. She pleaded with him not to go through with Haman's plan to kill the Jews. She finally told him that she was Jewish herself, and if Haman's plan goes through, that she would have to die too.
Man, Esther is one tough cookie. What happened next?
The king was moved by Esther's request and agreed to what she asked. He immediately got rid of Haman and canceled the plan to wipe out the Jewish people.
Yeah, you did it, Esther.
The king also gave all of Haman's wealth and property to Esther and Mordecai. Not only that, but the king signed a new decree to protect the Jewish people and keep them safe. The people of Israel were saved.
Man, Esther is like a real-life superhero. Move Move over, Wonder Woman. Esther can take you any day.
Esther decided to put her trust in who God said she was more than what she felt. And because of that, her entire country was saved. The end.
Wow, that was a really cool video, Miss Julie.
Had you heard about Esther before?
I never heard about that lady before.
She's a really impressive person.
She did a lot of really good things.
Yeah, she really
Wow.
did. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Vito, you did a lot of good work here today on goodness. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, Miss Julie.
And I'm looking forward to what we're going to study next, but we can end with a prayer from Mr. Kelly and Miss Nancy if that works.
I'd love to.
All right. You guys take care and we'll see you next time.
Good morning, Sunday Schoolers. Welcome. I'd like to share a little scripture with you. I have my friends with me, Murphy and Mikey. I'm going to be in the New Testament. I will be looking in the book of Matthew 6:22. Do not store up your treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal, but store up yourselves treasures in heaven, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be. So again, put your treasures in heaven, and the love will be shared. Amen. Thank you.